just wanted to see me do a leftover makeover, didn't you? All right. I brought up the lasagna crock pot, which I love, by the way. You can use it for so much more than just lasagna. We're going to plug it in, and we're going to get to cooking leftover makeover. Last night for dinner, I made loose hamburgers. Hi, there you go. Made loose hamburgers, have about a half a pound of burger left over. So we're gonna recreate it into a new meal. The family will never know. No one will be the wiser. We'll be saving money. We'll be stewarding our kitchen well. Waste not, want not. Let's get started. Mina's laughing at me in my entrance, but you know what? It's just not that serious, right? In here we have some rice, a cup of rice, 2 cups of water. I didn't even put stock in it. We just went with water today. But I thought before we got started, I just got my delivery of Bayer. I take 1 to 2 of these a day, depending on how thick my blood is. I do have a rare blood clotting disorder. Anyway, my Christmas games for our Christmas get-together for my family. Here, I'm going to aim you down. I'll leave a link to these because these are super cute, and it comes with pencils. So if you want to do something fun at your family function, I did buy some for Thanksgiving. I made a little video of it. I'll link it up above. But I just got the winter ones, and we're doing scratch-offs. Look at these cute little scratch-offs. So these come with 5 winners, and the rest are losers. I forgot how many are in here, but it's more than enough for my family. So we get together right around Christmas at one of Matt's favorite Chinese restaurants with my family, and we always do something fun. Usually it's like a game exchange of some kind, or a secret Santa. This year we are doing games with candy. So bought some of these. I just have to get some fun prizes and for the scratch off, and then I got this book. Now this was a pre-order. Does anybody follow Faith Womack? I know many of my followers might follow Faith. She has a YouTube channel. That's where I found her, here on YouTube. And she made her, I think this is her first book, No More Boring Bible Study. So I look forward to reading it. She teaches you how she does her Bible studies. Let's see. Learn quick and easy Bible study methods, get energized by the story of Scripture, grasp new concepts that bring the Bible reading to life, have fun, yes, doing careful study, and grow closer to God. So, Faith, if you ever see this video, I bought your book. I was on the pre-order, and it just came today, and I'm super excited to read that. And I just wanted to pour some love into her, into her work, because I really do enjoy her channel. So I will leave a link to her channel up above as well. All right, let me fly you, whee, over to my, let me move this out of the way, to my island. All right, so here's what we've got going on. We've got leftover ground beef. So this was loose hamburgers. I believe I have a video on this. If I do, I will leave a link to it up above. It does have onion soup mix in it, is how I make my loose hamburgers. It's ground steak from our cow. 1 envelope of onion soup mix, some Who's Your Sister sauce, and salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion, granulated onion. And I serve it over, last night we served it on sliders, like little mini brioche sliders. They were really good. I made french fries and green beans and some barbecue baked beans, and it was a great dinner. And I have about a half a pound left, because we get our package of beef from our processor. We get it done in 1.5 pound packages. So I have about a half a pound here left. Danny was nervous this wasn't going to be enough, so he set out another 1.5 pounds of burger in case I needed it, but we are not doing that because we are stewarding our kitchen well, and we're going to make do. So in order to make do, I'm going to add this is a little 9-ounce, which is just slightly over a ½ pound of chorizo. We're going to add the chorizo to the ground beef, and then we're going to do some refried beans. I was going to make, did you grab me a refried bean, baby? Go grab me a refried bean real fast. If I don't have a big can, give me 2 regular cans. So I was going to do homemade refried beans, but I am out of lard. So I've got to get, so actually I didn't want to get lard. I wanted to get tallow. So I have to go to the store and get that because it's just too expensive on Amazon. I do have some sliced pitted olives. We have some enchilada sauce. We have refried beans from Aldi. So we'll do 2 cans of that. We're going to add some cheese. We're going to add some of that Mexican rice. We're going to make burritos. So basically we're going to do an enchilada sauce in that pretty little thing right there, which I love. I use it for everything. In fact, for Thanksgiving, we will be using that for stuffing, homemade stuffing. So without further ado, we're gonna put this all together, get it in the crock. It's gonna cook for a couple of hours. When I come out of grief coaching class, dinner will be ready to serve, and it'll be an easy night for me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna throw in just a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever you like to use. And then I'm going to throw in a ½ of I only use sweet onion because otherwise my kids don't like the strong taste of onion. So I just stick with Michigan sweet onions. So we're going to add a ½ of a cup in there, like so. And then I'm just going to take my little choppy chop and get that. And then we're going to add in the chorizo. And we're going to cook this before I add the beef. I don't want to add cooked beef in with raw chorizo. So, okay. Alright, now we're going to let that cook up. Okay. Get that mashed up. The whole point of my meal planning throughout the week is to look for ways for open opportunities. Now, if I don't have leftover, that's fine. Then I'll pull out more ground beef if I needed to. But if I do have leftover, my meal plan will be perfectly made so that I have an opportunity to use it up. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and let this chorizo brown up. Okay, so once this sausage is nice and cooked up, okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna add, I want a clean spoon, not that, raw chorizo on it. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add, we'll make it easier with a metal spoon. Alright, there we go. And I'm just giving a quick warm on those refried beans. Okay. Now I'm going to put some water right in my container here. Add it in. Get this heated up. Now, normally I would add taco seasoning to my ground beef if I was doing a leftover makeover, or like last time we made chili out of taco meat. I'm not going to add any taco meat or taco seasoning to this because the chorizo is spicy enough, especially for my family. Now, if you have a family that likes the spice, like my older boys love the spice, you might want to add a little taco seasoning. But it's your leftover makeover, so you do what's best for you and your family, okay? So now that I got all these chunks kind of broken up, I'm just going to let this heat through. In the meantime, just cracked open my enchilada sauce, and I'm just going to lay down a thin layer just so that my taco shells, my tortilla shells, do not stick. And I'm just going to use the refried bean spoon that I had and kind of spread that out. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. For recording purposes, I'm going to have everything on my island so you can see exactly what I'm doing, okay? Now I'm going to only do one tortilla at a time. But this is a total of 1 pound of meat. This whole notion that you need 5 pounds of meat to feed a family is insane to me as somebody who has had hardship and has been on food assistance, you know, many moons ago, but still, those lessons have stuck with me. You do not need 2 apiece. Now, I think my crock will fit. I think I can usually get 8 in there comfortably. I'm going to do 6. That's 1 apiece. And then 2 tomorrow for leftovers for Mason and Mina for lunch. You can do fillers, okay? You don't always have to have a main dish. So this whole thing of, you know, everybody gets a chicken breast or everybody gets 2 chicken breasts. You know, you have to make a ton of meat. No. Filler. Vegetables, starches fill bellies. So you can serve this with fresh salsa and chips. You can serve this with additional refried beans and Mexican rice or Spanish rice. What my favorite thing to do is a little taco salad. Crush up a little bit of tortilla chips for like the croutons and make a beautiful salad with, you know, black olives and your lettuce and tomato and onion. I like a little purple cabbage in there, but that's just me. A little bit of tortilla chips, some cheese. I use Catalina dressing to pour over top, but you could do ranch, you could do whatever. Fill their bellies up with a nice salad. And then they're only eating 1. They're not eating 2 or 3 of them, especially when you have teenagers. I have 4 grown adult male children right now, so I went through 4 teenagers. Mason's now 13. Mina is 10. So I've got 2 more, you know, I got a teenager and a preteen on my hands. You can make food stretch. And it doesn't all have to be the most expensive ingredient, which is the beef. Okay? So, that's my take as as an experienced mom who has been on a budget. A tight budget. So, what I'm going to do is, because we're going to have leftover beans, I'll warm this up. Serve it with salsa and some tortilla chips. They'll use it as a bean dip. So a little bit of bean, okay? We don't want to overfill this because then it won't roll right. A little bit of the beef and chorizo, okay? Now I'm going to do rice. Oh, where's my rice? Almost forgot my rice. Oh, I'm so sorry. My rice is not going to... Oh, will you be able to see that? Hold on, I'll move you a little bit that way. Can you see that? Okay. A little bit of rice. Okay. A little bit of rice. Okay. And then I'll just put it back over there so it's out of the way. Then what we're going to do is just a little bit of cheese, because I don't like mine real cheesy. But I'll put the cheese on the top. This is 1 bag of Aldi cheese, okay? I'm using this because people that are on a budget, you know, you can buy the block cheese if you want to. Shred it yourself. Sometimes it's hard for me with my hands. But I'm trying to make this with, like, you know, inexpensive ingredients so that everyone can make it. Okay, so now you can fill that more if you want, but if we can get by with that, we can make a couple of more, and then Danny can take some to work tomorrow for leftover. But if I can get 6 made, I'll be happy. These are the larger shells. Which size are these? Burrito size, I think, but let's see. Large burrito, and it's an 8 count, and I got these at Aldi. So, some bean, beef and chorizo, okay, some rice, a little sprinkling of rice, little sprinkle of cheese. Okay. I fold in the sides, bring it forward, pull it back, and then roll. And then in our pot it will go. All right. I'm just gonna keep going here. And if you have meat left over, what a blessing. If you don't need to make any more, then you can put it on top of a taco salad and use it that way. A little sprinkling of cheese. In, roll, fold back, roll up, and then we'll get 2 in here. Might be able to get 8 in there. Usually it's 8, but it's of the smaller tortillas that I use. These you can't always find, but my Aldi just redid their inside. They just remodeled, and so they're set up differently. It was pretty fun to shop at it, actually. Okay, some beef. Sprinkle of rice, sprinkle of cheese, fold and roll, seam side down so it stays together. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, I used up all the tortillas, and you can see here I've got enough refried beans, plenty for my family to reheat this up and give as a side dish. I have plenty of ground beef and chorizo to top on nachos or on a taco salad, because I do have lettuce in my fridge that I can use for a taco salad. We're going to use the remainder of this, and then over here, let's see, I've got a little bit of rice. Not enough for a side dish, but I'm not really worried about the rice. In fact, I can even sprinkle extra rice on the top. I can sprinkle the rest of this so it doesn't go to waste. Right on the top here. All right. So I was able to do all 8. And so waste not, want not. We are just going to sprinkle some rice over the top of this, and it'll be delicious. Okay. Now we're gonna do the enchilada sauce. I think this is the Old El Paso. Just like with lasagna, I try to get it all in the little crevices so the bottom isn't dry, but that's why we did a layer of sauce at the bottom. Okay, now Waste not, want not. Scrape out the pan. You can make your own homemade enchilada sauce if you want to. And then we're going to take the rest of this taco cheese. So buying the bag of cheese is to show that one bag, you don't need 2-3 bags. When we're on a budget, when we're being good stewards of our pantry, when we're spreading it out, when we're not wasting, when we're finding creative ways to fill bellies on a budget, we can get by with one bag of cheese. I used to always use 2 bags. You know, I used to use a whole bag just for the inside of the burritos, and then another bag just to top it. And that's just, it's too much. You don't need all that. All right? Not when money's tight. If you are lucky and money is not tight for you, have at it if you want. But even if money wasn't tight and it's not tight for me right now, I don't care. I'm not doing that anymore. God is really teaching me how to steward my pantry and my responsibilities. And I feel called to do it. And I might make a video on this because this isn't for everybody. Okay, you're going to get a lot of content out there that's different from this. This isn't for everybody. Not everybody is being called to steward their pantries. If you've been watching my 5 P's of Pantry Peace workshop, then you are being called. And I'm so glad you're here. But not everybody is. Alright. Now, to make this pretty, I want to add just some cilantro. Just sprinkle some cilantro on top. And this is beautiful, right? I'll take you off the tripod and then you can take a look. So I'm going to set this, what is it, 330? Everything's cooked, so I'm just going to put this on low. And if I really want to heat it up before I serve it, I will. Danny doesn't get off of work until like 6:30, so he doesn't get home till like 7:30. And even though he doesn't mind eating late, we don't do that. We always wait for him. And we eat as a family at the table. It's a big deal for me. It's very important we do that. So, so I'm just going to put this on low. I'm going to go ahead and put on my my lid, and it's 3:30. I'm going to go get clean this up, wash out my pots, get my kitchen all set up, and for success later. And it'll be just in time for me to get so thanks for hanging out with me in my kitchen as we do a leftover makeover meal. My family will love it. I will serve it, like I said, with a side salad and the leftover refried beans that I have, and it will be plenty. Everybody's bellies will be full. One of the things I did as a young mom to my older boys, because my oldest is turning 30, whew. So I have always instilled like a dessert, whether it be a couple of cookies, whether it be whatever it is. Like we did cinnamon rolls the other night, so it was a half a cinnamon roll. If you eat your dinner, they don't have to clean their plates, but Clean Plate Club has always been a thing since I was a little girl with my dad. But I don't ever force feed my kids. As long as they're eating most of their dinner and they're not, you know, being super picky or anything like that, they get a dessert. So they'll have plenty of room to have, you know, a couple of chocolate chip cookies, because we're making homemade chocolate chip cookies tonight. And it just works out. Nobody's overeating. There's no, you know, and I'm doing it on a budget. And I don't have that leftover meat now in my fridge anymore. Later on tonight, I won't have a bag of lettuce either. So, you know, this is how I steward, and I hope by sharing this, it helps some of you who have been out there struggling with this. If you have any questions for me, leave it down below. I would be happy to answer them for you as best as I can. I'm no professional. I'm just a mom who turns on a camera and films on YouTube to share, part of the community. So with that, God bless, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye, guys.